So let's move on to our third quarterback. And this is maybe not somebody who you had a ton of expectation for in a second year in an Adam Gase offense, but that's Sam Darnold. And right now in the December ADP, he's quarterback 23, which I think you have his youth baked into that, because if not, he would be quarterback 32. Like by every metric for starters, he was at the bottom end. Jets have the number 2 overall pick and a new coach coming into town. I think that's something that spells a lot of danger for any incumbent quarterback, especially when you're talking about one that has a 13-25 record, 60% completion rating, 45 touchdowns to 39 interceptions, a 78 QBR rating, hasn't played a full season in 3 years, 46 turnovers in 38 games. I mean, 46 over 1 turnover per game. I think that spells a lot of danger for Sam Darnold. But the good news is, new coach, new offense. If he is that starting quarterback, he's free from Gase. He's only 24. That's the one thing we have to remember. He is only 24, so there is, potential time. But I kind of give the pros and the cons on Sam Darnold. How do you fall on that spectrum?
So it's funny with Sam Darnold. You talk about, in generally speaking, a new coach for a young quarterback, it means danger. But when that outgoing coach is Adam Gase, it means clap your hands, do a dance, go to the club, put on your mask. Maybe you don't even wear a mask. I don't even know. You're that excited. But Adam Gase is gone, so you're celebrating, right? The Jets actually have I like the direction that their team can go in. They have Joe Douglas there now, who looks like he can evaluate talent based on what we've seen a little bit in Philadelphia and then with the Jets. That trade, when he traded Jamal Adams away, it netted them extra picks. They have an extra first. So if I'm the Jets, I'm taking Penei Sewell there at number 2. I'm not taking Justin Fields, or I'm trading back. But if I'm trading back, I'm not trading back far. I still want that offensive tackle.
Right.
Because a lot of the problems he's had to deal with are injury issues. He hasn't played more than 14 games in a season, I believe. I think it was 13, 13, and 12. That's off the top of my head. You can fact check me if you'd like. So he's gotten hit a lot. He hasn't had a lot of very good weapons. I mean, he had Robby Anderson. Robby Anderson leaves, and you have Denzel Mims. I think Mims is actually a very good player. They can draft a wide receiver with that second first-round pick. They have 2 firsts. I think they have a second, and I believe they have 2 thirds. So they have five picks in the top 3 rounds this year. And right. The draft is very deep this year. So they could remake that offense if they get a coach like Eric Bieniemy who knows what to do with a quarterback. Then I think Sam Darnold's value is going to spike. It's funny though, with Sam, you're going to have to buy him before the draft, or before the league year starts, because if the league year comes out and then they trade him away and it's not a good spot, then you're not going to get him. Or right now he's at a value because he's on the Jets and it's Sam Darnold. Right. So now you have a buying window. If you wait too long, you're going to lose that window for 2 reasons. They're going to get the offensive lineman, or they're going to get a receiver, and the fantasy community is going to say, oh, they got Jamar Chase or Devonta Smith or whatever. Yep. Or it's Justin Fields and his value is just shot and they hadn't traded him yet. So I would be buying Sam Darnold right now.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point that you said, is that his value right now is kind of a ticking clock. And I think if there is a proper hire, if they give an offensive-minded coach like you're talking about with Bieniemy, if they go that route, I think that encourages individuals, and his price might rise a little bit. But the big kicker is, what do they do with that number 2 pick? And if they decided, the minute you hear that it's not going to be a quarterback, I think he jumps back into maybe a top 20 quarterback, maybe on the back end. But people will say, you know what, new start for him. He's away from Gase. He's only 24. Let's give him this chance. And so, is he somebody that you would trade? Let's say you have a mid-second. Let's say you're a middle-of-the-pack team. You have a QB1. You have Rodgers as your QB1. You just need maybe a QB2 or even a third.
Yeah.
Are you going to move a second for him?
I would, and I think that might be a little bit aggressive. But at the same time, mid-second, you're not going to have any of the top 4 quarterbacks fall to you, I don't think. Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, and Trevor Lawrence are all going to be gone. Right. So if you need a quarterback, then do it. Because even if he gets traded, he's going to get traded somewhere to start.
Would he?
I think so, because if he gets traded, so look at it this way: if he's on the Jet and they draft Justin Fields at 2, you think they're going to want Sam Darnold there and have an open competition with a new coach? That means that new coach didn't believe in Sam Darnold, so they took Justin Jefferson.
So he gets Justin Josh Fields. Rosen. I mean, honestly, that you're just describing what Kyler Murray did to Josh Rosen, man.
But Rosen got traded
to not a starting position. I mean, kind of. I mean, they had
but competition. Rosen didn't really start in Arizona, right?
Well, he did the first year, and then second year, no, he did not. Gets moved on. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you're right.
So in order for the Jets to give up on him and take somebody, I think they're going to need a 2 or a 3.
Yeah,
he's not dead. That's
the thing, he's not, and I think that's why we're bringing him up. Is that I think this is a person that you can definitely take advantage of for the value. So yeah, I think this is a person that you should definitely be looking at before the NFL draft happens. If you need that young QB to take a shot on, I'm absolutely in. It sounds like Tom is too for at least a mid-second.
Yeah, and Rosen, when he did play that first year, he did not look good. Darnold has had flashes where it's he's a good quarterback, and it's with Gase. So
yes, I think has to cut down on those turnovers. I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Big time. I agree completely.